Adar, Abhinandan, Abhar. Namaskar and a very good evening to all. This is Arpita Srivastava Rai welcoming you all to this special. Why would I special? Because the two very special guests, or maybe a part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat, are there to present this session. So I say the special guest to this teaming tournament on public policy under Srijan Social Internship Program organized by Atmanirbhar Bharat Vocational Learning in collaboration with Deep Welfare and Mindcube Multi-Services Private Limited. So as you know that I'm pretty excited because today the ANB is taking over the entire session for you all guys. So the highlights of today's session is the first technical session will be taken by Mr. Somnath Mishra, who will be mentoring you all on campus to corporates. And the second session will be taken by Ms. Akshaya Narsimhan, mentoring you all on IT usage for social enterprises and NGOs. So today, let's start this session with the quote of Mr. Jose Ann Crucia when she said, improving the quality of our lives should be the ultimate target of public policies. But public policy can only deliver best fruits if they are based on reliable tools to measure the improvement they seek to produce in our lives. And that's how we, the change makers, are trying our level best to inculcate all those things to our young generations. So now I'm inviting our first resource person. So here, welcome Mr. Somnath ji on our ANB platform. Over to you.
Thank you, Arpita ma'am. Thank you. Okay, so good evening all. I hope everyone is enjoying and they are safe in this pandemic. So I think I don't want to waste the time and let's come to the topic directly. Or Pradeep ji, you want something to do before starting the session?
So you set, by the time I read your profile, you can do your settings meanwhile.
Okay, sure.
Thanks. So a little brief introduction about the backbone of the Atmanirbhar Bharat, Mr. Som Mishra. So he is MSc in Computer Science and MBA in Information Technology with 17 years of corporate experience. Som is a technocrat and worked with IT major players like Wipro Technology, HCL Technology, and Hewlett Packard. Is also a founder and the CEO of the Talk Show with Som. It's an initiative where he invites domain experts and do live discussions on his YouTube channel about career opportunities in that specific domain. And as I said, he's been a part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat Vocational Learning too. So once again, welcome Mr. Som, and over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. So can you confirm, are you able to see my screen?
No, of course not. You are visible to us, not your screen.
Okay. Now I believe, let me know.
Yeah, now you are.
Okay.
Now you are visible.
Thank you. Okay, so again, good evening all. I want to be some, interactive session. So I want to speak you guys more and not like me. Okay. So if you see the first slide, it's showing the campus to corporate. This is the topic today. And I think you guys can see the in campus, in college, people are the how we are doing and everybody is currently and the how we move in the professional. So can you tell me anyone, what are the differences you guys think? I'm going to note it. Hello. Hey, you can speak, everyone. I don't think so any problem, or you can chat if you.
This is the biggest problem with our interns. They are not speaking.
They can chat, right? They can chat. They can mention something. So like if we are talking about the campus to corporate or college to corporate, so what do you think? What do you guys think? Is it the same or it's different? If you will not say anything, yes, no, then how I can proceed next? Friends.
My dear pro interns, I need communication. Please come ahead.
Of course. I can see
on
the board.
Yeah, it will be different, sir. Okay,
Priyanka,
definitely.
Yes.
So, okay, like our school days, if you think about school days, how the school days to different to college days, right? So there, however, we are going to do the same thing, learning there, but still the differences there, right? Now, if you talk about the corporate, so okay, I'm going to continue. If any question, you can just drop in the chat box, so I will give the answer. So if you see the second number slide, how it's different. If you see campus to corporate, the first thing which I have to tell you, in college or campus, we are going to learn. Okay. In corporate, we are learning with earning. Like we are going to be learn, but still we are getting some money. Okay. The second thing, in the college or campus, we have foundation for future. In corporate, what the thing is, we can build our careers for the future perspective, where we want to be go. In college, we have freedom, like we can talk to anyone, we can speak anything. There's nothing like more responsibility. Casually we can talk, however not in the class, but in the outside the class or somewhere. In corporate, we have more responsibility. In the college, what's happening, exams are the major qualifying criteria. Like they can, based on the exams, they give the, like, okay, in a suppose term exams or annually exams, half yearly exams, we have 3 or 4 types of exams there we are giving. They can judge ourselves, like how much we are doing. However, in corporate, every day the evaluation done on daily basis, not only daily basis, on the what the perform you are working, what the project you are doing, based on that. Okay. In college campus, we have emotions, like, okay, so if someone is not okay, we can feel the emotions. In corporate, we have emotions. I'm not saying that it's a 0% emotions, but more than that, it's a professionalism. We have the professionally, we have to take care of anything. The practically, in college life, we have 25%. In corporate, 100% practical. Okay. If you are not doing good and well in your college days, like if you're not doing any learning, any practicals, any labs, anything, any assignments, it's effect to you only. It's not effect to others. However, if in the corporate life you're not doing any work, it's not only impact to you, it's impact to the entire team, the project, the business unit, as well as the organization. So it's highly interlinked. In college or campus, expectation is very less in terms of, like, professors want, okay, if you are interested to learn, you can whatever you want to do, but they do not have any expectation from you. Okay, if you have a good students, you have a good rapport with the professors, then it's fine, but still it's not the 100% expectation we have, the less expectation we can say. In the corporate, lots of expectation. If we are going to assign any work, we expect that work should be completed on time, with the deadline, with the 100% accuracy. So this is the main differences. Any question? Hey,
No, sir.
if you guys don't mind, can you just open your video if it's bandwidth allowed, so I can also see some faces, and then maybe I will talk and ask. It's more interactive. Okay, no problem. So why it's different actually? Why we are saying the campus to corporate or college to corporate is different? Why it's required? So basically, why required? The reason is, in the college or campus, we have the 90% same reason based, same language, same geographical location. However, in the corporate, we are doing as a multi-region, different geographical locations. So we all have different cultures. Okay. So that is the reason we are more, and also they expect something to complete the work on timelines. So if you see, it's a more important part, what we have to improve or what the changes will become. The first thing is body language. Okay. So like if you talk about why body language is important, you know that body languages can present yourself. If you have some smiley face, then like why I ask you to come on the video, because if I can see you, say it's the interaction will be good. I can understand you are observing me, you have any doubt, you have some questions or anything, but still I'm not able to see you guys. So I don't know why. Okay, no problem. So if you see, a smile is always more pleasant. Facial expressions don't look very nervous, because what's happening, people are first time they are coming, the interns generally coming, or the camp one selection they are coming, they are not used to, right? They all are the friends, and they thought, okay, this is the same way we can do. Casually they can take the works or the language or the words they used to, but it's not like that. in there, whatever you are speaking or what's your body language is showing, how you are behaving, people are going to judge you on based on that. Okay, so if you are, everybody is very smart nowadays. If you talk about the new generation, they are very intelligent. Okay, so but still people are just not required to look very nervous. Don't stand or sit with such soldiers. Acknowledgements. Okay, uncross your arms and legs, look calm and approachable. So people can, like, if you are sitting, you can go somewhere, right? And if you see someone a smiley face, you can directly talk to that person, right? So tell me one thing, like if you're going to be any mall or anywhere, and then you see two persons, okay, one is very, rude or something, and one is very smiley. To whom you will go and check if you have to check something? Anyone?
Smiley one, sir.
Why? Your colleague said, but why?
Because he's more approachable.
Uh,
It will be more comfortable to talk to him or her.
Perfect. So, okay, the reason why, because it's a body language, right? Is not, you never know that guy, but still you see the body language, the expression, you thought, okay, this is a good guy or girl. So you can go and talk to them and whatever questions you have. And suppose if you ask the first time the questions and he behave rudely, you say, no, I don't know anything. Don't talk to me. Then what will you do?
We will not approach him or her.
But how will you get the answer? Suppose you have a question, something to check. So how we will get that answer? Yeah, you are right. Nothing wrong and right. Okay, you are, whatever you have the thoughts, you can say. Every mental models we require here, right? So different approach we require. So no worry to say what you are saying is wrong or right, or no need to worry. Just speak, please.
Sir, I didn't understand what you were asking. Can you
No,
please repeat it again?
okay, so like suppose if you first time you asked and he just said, okay, I don't know anything. So now what you will do?
Sir, I'll just say it's okay and it's fine and leave.
But what
Most
about
probably.
your query? The query which you answer, if he didn't give you the answer, then what you will do? You need
So
answer,
maybe
right?
I will be asking to some other person who will be more comfortable and more approachable at that time.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so body language, it all depends on the body language. If it's you see, okay, this guy can help me, you can directly, the easy approachable. So that's the same thing in the last. If you see, look calm and approachable, so people can see your body language. Based on that, they think, okay, he can help me, let's check with him. So this is a very important part, the body language, for anywhere. It's not only the corporate, but yeah, college days, we can, okay, casually we can talk, because all our friends, like 4 years, 5 years we have spent together in the college. Okay, then what we have is the physical appearance. Why it's more important? Like if you are properly dressed, always be well groomed, so you should be like that. Is the differences in the colleges. You can go anywhere, like as the first slide you see, you can go in bermudas and t-shirts, but in corporate or organizations, you can see they have some rules, they have some policies. Like we're talking about the public policies, right? They have some policies, so we have to follow that policy. We cannot go and like unfollow or something. So like this here, avoid casual wearing for business meetings, clean and trimmed fingernails, minimal perfume or colognes. The first impression is the best impression, or we can say last impression. While talking hearing and listening, how it's different. So like if you see, generally in college, what's happening, or the campus, what's happening, we can talk whatever they're talking about, just blindly, or you can say, you can directly interrupt the speaker. We can ask. No one is going to be, think, okay, it's maybe they will see, okay. So, but most of the time they feel, okay, you're the kid or some, let's our students only, so let's talk, let them interrupt to us and they give the answer. But if you talk about the corporate, like before speaking or anything, you can communicate with anyone, you have to be open-minded. What we are going to be talk, what is the impact on that lines? Okay, before speak, we have to think twice, and we can understand what I'm going to speak, what the impact, what they will take it. So lots of things we have to think about that. And do not interrupt the speaker. Let him finish. If they will come, they have some sessions. Everyone will go to ask any questions or something. Okay, so no need to be interrupt, and we can manage. Do not jump to conclusions until the speaker has finished speaking, because you may be thinking, okay, he's going here and there while speaking. Some speakers are going here and there, but he's not going here and there. Actually, he's giving us, okay, so this is the data they are collecting, and they are going to be point to you on that SBOs. When I say the SBOs, it means situation, behavior, and output. Okay, so let's talk. If you have any situations, whatever the situation, how we have to behave, and what the output will become. So all the SBOs are very important in the corporate culture. Then stay away from assumption. In college, they will generally assume, okay, we will do this one and that will be happen. But no need to require, like in the corporate, we have to talk about the outputs. So we have the exact 99% figure. Okay, we have innovation. We still have some innovation. We can do R&D, research and development, but still assumption, we have to stay away from assumption. Okay. I want some questions from you guys. I'm not going to be next slide now. Anyone ask any question, or if you do not have any question, just say, okay, I'm fine. You understand everything. Anyone? If you're not going to ask, I'm just pause here. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, if the problem is actually, if you're not going to answer, I will pick anyone. Okay, and then we'll ask the question to that guy.
I saw on the board some chats are going on. So
Oh, okay, sorry. Then maybe I missed the chat. Clear, sir. Clear. Okay, okay, okay.
you can proceed soon.
Okay, sure, sure.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a doubt, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, we are talking about corporate culture. We are talking about how to talk to people, how to discuss, and how to maintain a good, positive body,
Language.
line and everything we're discussing. We are sitting in a meeting here right now, which has been going on for the last 1.5 months almost, with most of the videos off, right? Every time a speaker comes, every time a speaker requests to all the students to please switch on their videos, please interact and please talk. If we cannot do this in a small online Zoom meeting, how do you expect these students to interact in the corporate culture? Is it possible?
Here, actually, I agree with you, Mandakini ma'am, but I can also say, like so maybe some students having problem with the bandwidth. So once they open the, maybe, I'm not sure.
All students, I would really request all the students. So many teachers, so many mentors are coming and talking to you for the last so many days. Everybody comes and requests you to please switch on their videos, to please interact. आप हिंदी में बात करिए, आप अंग्रेजी में बात करिए, आप किसी भी भाषा में बात करिए, आप बात करिए तो सही.
बिल्कुल,
Every time some of the other speaker is coming and trying to talk to you. You know, we are all such busy professionals. We are taking some time for you. Then you guys also have to take time for us. All the time, Som sir is talking since so long. He's asking you to interact. He's asking you to at least switch on your videos. And today, I would really like to tell all the students present here, whenever you have a Zoom online session, which is a professional one, please make sure that you are well dressed, your hair is properly brushed and combed, and you're sitting in a proper dress, and you're interacting properly. I can agree that if the session is for 2 or 2.5 hours, you can take a break for 10 or 15 minutes in which your video can be off. But otherwise, you should have the manners and the etiquettes to sit properly during a Zoom online meeting when professionals from such high levels are coming and talking to you. And especially today, I'm speaking all this because Som sir is discussing such a topic. See what is written on the screen. Keep an open mind when the speaker is communicating. When the speaker is communicating to you, why are you not communicating? Why are your videos not on? This is absolutely annoying and disgusting. And Pradeep sir, please make sure that in all the next online meetings, whatever we are having, please make sure that all the videos have to be on. Otherwise, there is no need to conduct sessions for children, for students of any college. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
I do agree on this because suppose we are talking, speakers are coming, mentors are coming, so many high senior officers are also coming, and you people are keeping actual videos up. That didn't look good. You people are in the universities, So you
would
should
request-
actually have those manners on
Yes,
those.
sir. I would request all the students to please respect the platform of Atmanirbhar Bharat for vocational learning. If you cannot respect this platform, please feel free to leave. We will not mind it. But if you are here, please learn to respect your seniors and your mentors, because people are their dignitaries here are from very high platforms. They're extremely high dignitaries, professionals from top class fields. So please maintain your decorum. Thank you.
Yeah, agree with you, ma'am. So yeah, students, I can say like you have to different, right? Today the topic is campus to corporate. So these are the main things. Like, okay, here it's already 1.5 months past. You didn't open your video. No one, like, they can only say you, but what's happening in the corporate? I can tell you the story actually. If you're not going to be do and follow the rules, what's happening? You're going to work, right? So you will get the appraisal, you will get the promotions, everything will be impact, because it's not only you're working, the virtue and talent. I can talk about the virtue and talent a little bit. It's not related to this topic, but still I want to be. So when we talk about, so what is important? I want to be listen from you guys. Virtue or talent? Please, either you can chat or speak. What is more important if I'm going to be hire some employees or some intern something? So two parameters, virtue and talent. What is more important? What do you think, guys? Okay, so it's virtue. Someone said
Sir?
talent. Yeah.
Virtue, sir.
Sir, can I try the answer?
Yeah, please.
Sir, according to me, I think virtue is more important because if the person is going to have an open mind to learn or to interact or to become more social, then they could always develop the talent in the later period, looking at some other person. But if the person is going to only have the talent and not the virtue to learn or to develop himself, then there's not going to be much of development to the overall society, no, sir.
Totally. Yeah, I think Sangamitra, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Perfectly said. Actually, virtue is more important. However, talent, okay. So in lots of organizations, I already worked multiple 17 years already said by that. Virtue is very important. Why virtue is important? Because if suppose new technology is coming, or I'm not aware, like, but I have an attitude, I have a like learning attitude, I can, so they can give the opportunity to the virtue. Okay. But if you don't have, you are very talented people, but you do not have the, like whatever the ma'am said, body language, video, the follow the rules, the integrity. Let's talk about some principles also: integrity, compliance, then entrepreneurship, transformation, respect, humility. These are the major keywords. Okay, these are the major self-actualization. These are the major topic you can say, or principles you can say, which required for the corporate culture. So I can just I have Pradeep sir, I have time, right? So I can cover different.
You have.
Okay, super. So let me talk about these the principles which I talk generally. So why integrity is important? But if you have the, it's not something you can learn in a day. It's something you have the inbuilt. So you can use that integrity, and the person who is front of you, either it's a client or the manager or the anyone, it's so they can understand. If you have the integrity, you can follow that one. Compliance, you have to process, and whatever the process the company having, like here ANB, we have the process to follow, like video on, listen to the persons, interact with them. So these are the compliance. Okay, you have to follow that compliance. Then if you talk about the entrepreneurship, so you can think about that when you're working for some organization. It's not like that it's an entrepreneur, because people are generally thinking, oh, it's a startup. When we do a startup company, that is entrepreneur, but not like that. If you can think, okay, this is my organizations, like here ANB, you can think, okay, this is my organizations, I am working for 2 months here as an intern, I'm going to learn the things here, what I can do for this. If you're going to own the like accountability on this, then you can think about that. If you are going to think, oh, let me complete 2 months and get a certificate, if you have that thought process, that will not work. Maybe here you will get the certificate, but in future for the growth path, it will not work. So you have to change these principles. They're very important principles for everyone. Okay, then self-actualizations. What do you mean by self-actualizations? Anyone please? What do you mean by self-actualization? If you don't know, yeah,
ourselves.
yeah, Kabir.
To realize one's own ability or potential, so
Okay. No, but I'm asking self-actualization. So how you can actualize yourself? You're somewhere, it's correct. Anyone else?
Yeah. Somewhere I find Kabir was speaking. Kabir, you
Yeah,
can come in.
Realizing something by ourselves.
Okay. Okay. So basically, it's correct. But what's the self-actualization? Like what? How we can self-actualize? Like suppose if you have a 8 hours timing or something, and you have some bandwidth. When I say bandwidth, means free time. So what you can do? You can realization of our full potentials. Okay. So you can utilize yourself. Like if you have some interest to learn the coding or the infra solutions or services testing, so you can go there and you can develop your skills. But skills is talent is something we can develop it, right? What virtue, like you already said, Sangamitra correctly said, virtue is something we cannot develop it. Okay, for the 5 minutes you can try to show, okay, you have lots of good virtue, but that's not possible. Talent we can develop. So what the organization think, if people having the virtue, talent we can develop, we can give the opportunity to them and give the time to them, time frame, and we can develop the talent which we required with the virtue. So that is more important. Also integrity, then we have humility. So it's a self-respect to the persons. So these are the very much principles, and you guys all think about that. If you have something to ask, you can ask to ANB team, we will respond to you. I'm coming to the PPT. Actually I just divert due to that topic. Okay, so yeah, let's hearing is completed, then we have telephone etiquette. Okay, so these are the parameters when we placing a call or when answering a call. So like you are doing a call, the first thing you can ask, it is a good time to talk, because you never know the another side, the other side person is busy, what he is doing, what is not doing. Okay, in the friend college time, what we can directly call and say, hey, what's up, and something in own language what we used to. But in the corporate, we cannot do like that. We have to say, okay, you have good time, can we talk now, you have 5 minutes time, like something, what's the requirement you have. Then also you have to keep the time in mind, because everything you are giving 1 minute or 2 minutes is very important for both of you. Okay, and like identify yourself first. Like while calling, you can say, okay, I am this like I'm Kabir and I'm calling for this person, can we talk, do you have 5 minutes, can we talk it. Be clear about the reason for your call. It's not like that you're going here and there. Point to point discussion should be there. Okay, if you call to me for some reason, some like some projects or something, directly come to there. You can just say hi, hello, and then let's talk about that. If you are getting a call, you have to answer it. Then what you will do, use a friendly tone and greeting, ask permission before placing someone on hold. Sometimes you're going and put on the hold. Like suppose what's happening, if you're getting some calls from different friends, a more important call, we directly put on hold and receive it. It's not a good habit actually. Then end calls on a pleasant note. Also the 3 words generally used, please, sorry, thank you. These are things. Email etiquettes. Generally, I saw the story of my intern. One of my intern, he joined from Bangalore College, and he dropped a message, just say in the subject, hi, and the body language, he say, hi, this is the work, please complete. And this is the work I have completed. This is not the way to drop an email in the professional, right? So what's happening? It should be professionals. Like, okay, so hey, you put the subject. Subject should be pointed. Like if you put the subject, like you did some testing, there's a testing completed. Testing in phase 1. The subject should be. So if anyone, like if the top management is seeing the emails, they do not have time to go check entire mail. Okay, they can directly see subject. Okay, this is the subject. They can move it or they can read it, whatever they're up to them. But you have to put it the subject in the like short. It's not like they can put the entire story. Okay, and then while writing, I have seen lots of emails in my career that people are using the bold letters, the capital letters here and there. They have put in the space. Okay, so it's a mandatory that you can put the full stop then 1 space, not 2 space, because if you see the emails, you can find out, oh, 2 spaces there, 3 spaces there. So it's actually a negative impact. It means you not know how to writing. Also, if you use the bold letters, that means you are in the angry, okay, and you are dropping this email. They all have the courtesy, okay. then the emotions, and make sure the body of the mail is to point and concise. The spelling, grammar, the punctuation, all things to follow it. Any questions?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Neha Kabir. Looks like only we have 2 students.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we are getting on the board. At least because of Mandakini Madam, children
Yeah,
are
yeah.
coming up for this.
No,
And-
it's for you guys only. I'm sorry,
Of
Pradeep,
course.
to interrupt you, but actually it's for you guys only. It's not Mandakini ma'am said for herself. Okay, she already have a huge experience. She's a doctor. She's doing her work, but only for you, because we as a teacher, as a faculty, as a presenter, we want you guys can grow. You can successful in your life. Okay, so these are the problems that Mandakini ma'am find, and they said, okay, this is the problem. You have to follow it. So as a, you say, guardian or something, they advise you. So just follow them. Then what about the business meeting? Okay, so always punctual. Generally in the college, what's in the lots of college and movie, you see people are coming here and there and they talk something like that, but not like that in the corporate. Because if it's a time 5 o'clock means 5 o'clock, it's not 5:01. Okay, what the agenda before coming to the meeting or anywhere? What is the agenda? What is the purpose of the meeting? What's the expectation of the meeting? What's you have your point of view about that meeting? If you have any questions, you cannot directly say and something. You have hand raise, or if the time when they given the slot for talking about the questions, that time you can ask. And also you have to take care, like suppose someone going to be asked the same question, be silent, be understand, and then you can ask, okay, the same question, follow-up questions like that. Before entering, knock the door, be attentive. The phone should be silent mode. Generally we use to silent mode, not the switch off. Currently also, before this presentation, I put my phone in the silent mode. So these are the follow things. While eating, if you have some dining etiquette, this is the follow. These are the basic things. Actually, we have lots of things need to be for this, but for the time permit, these are the basic things we need to be changed, because I have seen close to 17 years, lots of interns, they have that problem. Somewhere the problem with the body language, then it's not like that they don't want to be true, but actually they used to in that, so that is the reason they are putting. Okay, so these are the dining etiquettes. Do not rush into dining. Let the host lead. Whoever the host, someone is there, right? Keep the cell phone switch off or silent. Ask someone to pass the food rather than reaching for it. If you want some food or something, don't like that. Okay, I want this one or this one. Be patient. Do not rest the elbow or arms on the table. Avoid loud eating noises such as slurping and burping. Picking teeth and licking fingers is very unattractive. I am done. Any questions? Feel free to ask me. I am here. I'm going to stop my screen.
So I need to narrate one story regarding the email.
Yeah, please.
And the story revolves around the ANB only. I and Akshaya both were actually working on one of the projects that is for happiness curriculum. And we requested through Facebook and through our social media handles that all those who are requested, please send us an email that they would like to join. And my goodness, what was the email? Those somewhere around 400 plus emails were there. No one has written the subject matter. Please register me or register me. This was the single 2 words which people were using. And I must say here, all those emails, all those teachers, either those were the teachers or the principals. So you can judge how the professionalism is in around.
I just realized, Pradeep ji, last year, if you remember, when we started the intern first batch, we got lots of resume without the email ID and mobile number. You remember?
That is what.
We got the resume without mobile number.
And that particular person was having an 15 years or so experience in IT sector. The senior most person having an experience in IT sector for 15 years, and he is sending his resume without the phone number and without the email. How to track him? I and so was actually tickling out what to do it. And then again we went to his social handles, requested him, please Baba, share your email ID and phone number to us so that we can actually contact you or any of our team member can contact. See, whatever we are actually expressing or whatever our team members are expressing or the complete setup during this internship, it's for you only. Because the moment you end up with your college days, you are into the corporate world. And that is a totally different corporate world is. It's not like your school days or the college days or your mama and papa is not there actually. And I must say, your friends will not also help out on those things. Because you need to actually inculcate yourself. You need to present yourself. You have to build up yourself. And whatever the SOM has taken up for those things, that is more required for even our school children also. Because if you are having these notions, these etiquettes, how to go with meetings, how to take up the calls, how to be in the social media. Even we have an etiquette. Next time, I'm following the Mandakniji's word. Next time when we are rolling out any of the internship, there will be a policy that each and every candidate will be having a video on whenever the internship will go on. So if it is mentioned on the policy, if it's mentioned on the MOU, children has to do. That is what. So thanks, Somji. Thanks for actually giving your so much enlightful session. Students, if you have any questions, please let us know.
Yes, sir.
Please.
Yeah, Neha, please.
Yes, sir. So, sir, let me assume that I'm working into some corporate sector or in some business. So, am I obligated to be social with my colleagues outside the work? Will it be a good etiquette or something?
Yeah, actually, it's good, it's or bad, I cannot say. It's up to you how you can manage, because the organization is thinking about their own premises only. Okay, because we are only responsible for the work which is assigned to you. We are not going to be responsible for your entire life. We are not the one who take decision, right? So whenever you do, if it's impact to the organization, like suppose in the same organization you're working 2 persons, and then you have something outside, okay, and it's impact to us, like in any matter, in the branding or something, you're going to use our brand or somewhere. If it's impact, then we are worried about that. Then we have a team, the legal team, compliance team. But if something your personal, we are not going to be interrupt your personal life. We are only responsible for the professional life in our premises.
Okay, sir.
See, Neha, I need to narrate here one of the instances when it happens, such whatever you are actually asking for. See,
Yes, sir.
usually we used to work from 9 to 5. Okay. And some of the days we get the chances that, okay, during night hours, up to 10 o'clock, up to 11 o'clock, we keep on working. All those male members don't have any issues on that. The things comes in whenever we have a female, or you can say opposite gender people, those who are working with us. Once I keep on working, some of the things happen like such. The way you asked, Neha, did we follow those guidelines or not? See, the priority comes first. Suppose I am sitting for a tendering of the thing, and that needs to be done. And my working hour is from 9 to 5, and I know that I have to open the tender tomorrow morning, and then I have to go with the bylines of that particular tender. So all complete team is working on that. So we keep on sitting up to night, 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock or so, because after 12, we cannot postpone for that day. It's been mentioned in that particular tender that this is to be done by today. So if it is mandatory to work on, even corporates, even our officers, they are giving the guidelines on that okay, today, taking on the note of the priorities, our office will work on up to night 10 o'clock or night 12 o'clock. I do agree with Som. After this thing, after our office premises or after our office hours, no one is actually responsible for your happenings or your actually partying out or your enjoying with some of other colleagues. That totally depends upon you guys. But of course,
until it's impact, if it's impact to organization, then obviously we are going to be.
It is. Suppose somewhere it is actually coming in the picture of policy for the people. It is hurting the policies of that particular organizations. Then it is coming in the picture. Otherwise, not. So
I think Subhi asked something. She raised her hand, I believe. Subhi, you have some question? I saw one hand raised. but now it's down. No problem.
Okay, so no queries or no questions means I need to present gratitude certificate to our honorable speaker, Mr. Som. Wait a while. Please allow me to share screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I am.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I need to find it out where I am.
So interns, I hope you liked Mr. Som Mishra's presentation. So I want you all to express your gratitude also in the chat box for him. So I want all my interns to just show their gratitude to Mr. Som too.
So thank you, Som, for being with us. Thank you for taking your time and guiding our dear students on the particular topic. And of course, this is very much relative and they can very well connect with these topics actually, which we are taking it on the closing day of all our mentorship. Today, we are ending up with our mentoring and we are going for the tournament. So thanks, Somjit. Thanks for being with us. I'm very much grateful that our teams are actually helping it out on the last day of this. So thank you. I'm closing my screen here.
Thank you, Pardeep ji and Arpita ma'am and Mandakini ma'am also. You guys did a great job, Mandakini ma'am, superly. And it's really Pardeep ji, you gave the chance to like tell about and interact with the students. However, they are not 100% interacted, but still, I can see people are doing. So thank you. Thanks again.
So I can
Thank you,
add
sir.
one thing. I can add one thing. Your session was the most interactive session for the complete.
Oh, is it? Due to Mandakini ma'am, credit goes to Mandakini ma'am.
Okay, so over to Arpita ji actually for moving to the next session.
Thanks. Once again, my heartfelt gratitude to Som for enlightening all our interns. And thanks, interns, for being so responsive and quick. I want that spirit high of you all, okay? And let me tell you one thing, you know, we all people are trying to make you all like us. So, you know, it's not that we are over here to act like your teachers or your parents or something. We want you to be like us. That's what we want you to be, a little interactive and motivating. How you like us? Tell me one thing. If I start behaving like you all, how would you feel? You won't feel nice, right? Some of you said that your body language and the way you talk makes you all guys a little comfortable. So simultaneously, there is the exchange of energies that happen, right? Once I am communicating with this positive energy, and if you don't respond, it ripples back. And that's how it happened to one of our resource person, Dr. Mandakini, because she is such a wonderful lady. She's already like a fire, but then she could not control herself because the energy that we are imparting is not bouncing back to us. So please don't take, you know, in the other sense. What we are trying to make you is for yourself. So keep with that in mind, okay? And now we move to the second technical session where I would like to invite Ms. Akshya Narasimha, where she will be imparting you all on the topic that you all know will be on the IT sector. So before I call upon, let me allow to read a short brief profile of her. Well, she is a social entrepreneur equipped with IT audit and professional skills with a goal to use my skills means to her skills to make positive returns to the society, especially the needs section of the society. She's currently heading as the founder and the CEO of the Impulsive Training Center, also a special educator and the business architect at Prakramika Institute, head of internship and program development at Atmanirbhar Bharat on vocational learning. Well, she holds a ACC affiliation of post-graduation in information technology and is an MBA. Her specialization area includes data science, analytics, special education, yoga and dance therapy, and vocational training, specialized in also Baharian Sign Language. Currently working on developing inclusive workplace model under her organization, Impulsive, Empowering Inclusivity. Her mission is to work on established inclusive workspace by training the deprived sections of society, including people with physical impairment, people with special needs, orphanage, and underprivileged section of society. She has 5 years of experience and trained many youths with special needs across various vocations and academic area. I'm really proud to say that with such a short span of time, she's been awarded with a lot of awards and recognitions. Best Special Educator 2021 by SK Educare at 3rd International EduX Icon Award. Special Educator of the Year 2021 by Educasio World at Virtual International Edu Conclave and Award, and Young Teacher of the Year 2021 by Educasio World at Asia Star Rating Award. So now I would love to invite Aksha on the platform of the ANB. Over to you, Aksha.
Thank you so much, Arpita ma'am, and thanks a lot, Pradeep sir, for giving me this opportunity to address our young audience, young and energetic interns. So the topic that we would be looking at today would be web development, the website development. So please allow me to share my screen.
Yeah, you can share.
Okay, so. I just want to check if the screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So on the website development, first a little 10 minutes of theory, so please bear with me. So let's watch what the basics are. So first you will all be exposed to the various terminologies of what is a website, what is a domain, what is a domain name system, and what is web hosting. So don't worry, this is not an IT class where I'm going to talk about the intricacies of, software development or anything as such. It's just the basic terms that, you should all be knowing before getting into making a website. So the reason why I paused my screen share over here is that a question over here for all of you, for all the young interns there, what is a website according to you? And I'm waiting. I'll be counting for all the 35, 36 interns on board. Response from each and every one of you.
Web pages are located under a single domain. We can say.
Absolutely correct. That's a good point, Neha. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Request all interns to at least write on the chat box. That is your interest area.
I personally feel a website is something where you are giving some information about your group or your whatever you are doing, whatever work you are doing, or your organization, be it any kind of organization. I think a website provides some basic information about whatever work is being done by that organization.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, ma'am. That's a brilliant point. Yes, so we have from Lavina set of web pages, okay, and Radhika sharing a set of data and information about a particular thing. Okay, brilliant. What about others? Only 3 interns we have, is it? I'm not asking for anything technical. It's just website you all use, right? You all use Google, you use your Instagram, you use Facebook, and okay, Instagram might be an app, but still you have navigated to website at one point of time, definitely. Why? Just to log into Zoom, you have opened the Zoom website in order to log in, and then, or even to download the applications. So what is website? It can be for company, it can be for institutions, it can be for software developers, for applications, anything and everything has website. So what is it? And why is it? At least, okay, if not what is website, why do we create a website? What is the purpose?
I can answer the first question.
Yes, please go ahead.
Website is a multiple web pages under a single domain name.
Absolutely correct. Yes, thank you so much. So fine, absolutely. Thank you so much. And moving on. So yes, as all of you shared, what is website? It has multiple pages, and you can express about your organization or about your applications, about anything that you wish to share on a virtual platform to the world, so that they can access that sitting in their place. That's what is website. And we have from Saili collection of multiple web pages in which informations are linked together. Absolutely correct. Lavina again, purpose can be anything such as news, education. Brilliant. I agree with you. Yes, it can be anything. So what is the purpose of it? One thing, just like how Lavina just shared the news, all that, you can sit at your place and access. So the geographical barriers of visiting a place to get some information. Olden days, how was the thing? How could you get news about something even before the TV came, when we had just print media? And let's come back to the era when newspaper was not even shared at the doorstep. They used to go to public libraries, or they used to have some meeting point. When newspaper was not widely spread, there would be just one person who would get the newspaper and 10 people would connect together to read. But now it's not there. We have 10 different medium just in our fingertips. So that's the advantage of making a website, because you can share anything sitting from here, and I can keep updating it live, and then you can sit at your end and watch. Easiest way to connect to the world. Absolutely correct. So then what, okay, now, and the next question I would ask is, nowadays you have even WhatsApp news, correct? You have WhatsApp news, and you just subscribe to the WhatsApp business store, and then you start getting the news, everyday updates. I see many newspapers doing that. So then why a website? Think through these lines. Why does organizations say like Morgan Stanley, Ernst & Young, and these big short companies carry a website? Why is there a necessity? Yes,
Because it adds credibility and accessibility to the company or institution or whatever it is.
Absolutely. Very close enough. Thanks a lot. Yes, Neha. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Here. I would like to add a word here, just like Neha said, and the word would be consolidated. You can get consolidated information about a particular organization at one particular place. So consolidated would be a very important word if I would talk about websites. I feel so, Akshaya.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much, ma'am. Definitely. So website, what it actually helps us is sitting at your place, you can get to know A to Z about a company without having to visit. So the decision whether to visit, just for example, all of you are college students, or eventually you're going to get into the workplace. And what is the first thing that you do when you're going to apply for a job? Or just for that matter, when you apply for this internship, let's say you applied via the LinkedIn. What is the first thing that you went through? You went through the LinkedIn post of a LinkedIn page of Atmanirbhar Bharat. That is a website, basically. Although it might be sitting under a LinkedIn page, it is a website at the end. So sitting at your place, you can go through everything about the company without having the necessity to visit, or even to decide whether you want to apply to that company, you want to make yourself a seat in that company. This is the best way in which you can know about it. So that is what has brought in the necessity of a website, even for top-notch companies. Okay, so now having learned, what is a website, and what is the necessity of the website, let's get into the next one. What is a domain? So the next upfront term we have is, what is a domain? Don't worry, it's very simple. It's nothing but the name of your website. Let's say you have your house address. Okay, so now let's say I'm staying in a place, just taking an example, I have a house at Chennai, for example, and if I give you the name of my flat, that's going to be the domain name, basically. But that's not exactly the place where you will find me. I need to give you the complete address. But the domain name is nothing but the name of your website on the internet. That stands as your address. So people use the domain name to find you. www.google.com, linkedin.com, zoom.com. This is the house for these particular applications or particular organization. So domain name is nothing but the address, the website address. And of course, you have, this .com, .org, .net. All these are called, the top level domains. How will you choose this? Basically, that depends completely on the type of organization that you are onto and the features that you want. So you really need to explore and see whether, of course, .gov is not meant for us, but then for government organizations, they use .gov. And if it is in India, it is .gov.in. If it is Oman, .gov.om. So like that, it goes, so on and so forth. And you do have certain educational platforms with the top level domain. That is the last 3 words, as .edu, if they are educational training providers. So those are the various, top level domains that you can look at. What is the first part? The www, what is it called? It is called subdomain. So basically your domain is divided into 3 things: subdomain, the domain name, and then the top level domain. So subdomain is nothing but www, and domain name is the main one, the Google. So leave the www aside and leave .com aside. What is remaining in the center? That is the domain name. And then the top level domain, the .com, .net, .edu, .org, everything comes there. So the next term. So we have learned what is website. We have learned what is domain. The next term that you're going to learn is what is domain name system. Domain name system, popularly known as, just DNS. DNS is nothing but something that each and every one of you know by now. It's IP address. You all know, coming in this, era of technology where we look at ethical hacking and unethical hacking versus unethical hacking, the evolution of IP address. IP address is nothing but, it's the place where they can find out where exactly you are connected or which Wi-Fi you're connected to, where is your computer system located. So the IP address is something which is in a numerical format with the dots, which is more recognized from the computer language. The next thing that, which I want to expose all of you to is the web hosting. So web hosting means the moment you create your domain name, you have your website name, and then you have your IP address, and then you've created, let's say you've created the website also. Hosting means to publish it, to make it available on internet. It is like, let's say you construct a house in your place. You've named the building, you have finished constructing the house, everything is ready. But unless you tell people that this is my house is here, how will people know where is your house and what is the name of your house? Okay, so to know that you need to publish your website. That is called web hosting. Okay, so we have learned 4 basic terms: website, domain, DNS, and web hosting. So this is all is the theory, and don't worry, I'm not going to bore you any further with the theory. We are getting into the actual demo of how to make a website. Please allow me to share screen once again. Yeah, so these are the 4 terms that we just saw. Now, how to make a website. You have a lot of free websites. You really needn't outsource to anyone to make websites for you. It's you have so many options available on internet, wherein they guide you through step by step on how to make the website. And don't worry, one of which we are going to see today. So this is a list of various locations where you can make the websites for yourself. That's the service they provide. You would ask me, is it free? Ma'am, is it free? I would say yes, definitely. To create the trial, to create the main version with the default domain name, then yes, all these websites provide you free access to create it. But suppose if you want your exclusive domain name and more premium features, then you will have to go for their pricing options, which is to upgrade to a membership. And the popular ones among this, don't ask me which is more favorable, which is less. It again depends on your level of learning. And today we will be looking at a very, very beginner friendly one. And but the popular one, which you all know, is WordPress. I'm sure you would have heard. The WordPress, it's very easy to make, but little on the technical side. You need to know little technical concepts to create websites on WordPress. And but what is the advantage? The advantage of it is it's more secured, and it's search engine optimization. That is, search engine optimization is the way you can make it more public. For example, I'm sure many of you are already on Instagram, and you know that the moment you make your reels or you make your videos and you put it on IG, and then you get more likes, more comments, it starts coming on newsfeed for others, depending on the hashtags that you use. So what is it? You're making your, the Gen Z term, if I have to use, you're making your post viral, right? So same way, search engine optimization is nothing but making your website viral on a secured manner, giving it the credibility. But today we are going to see how to make a website using Wix. Let me just give a pause here and ask anyone, do you have any doubt? Because we are getting into the actual website making. So please let me know if you have any doubt.
No, ma'am.
Thanks, Neha.
No, ma'am.
Thank you, Priyanka. Okay, yes. Okay, great, great. Okay, so moving on. So this is a website. Let me just share the link with you. So that in case you want to create simultaneously, you can do it. Let me just share it in the chat box for you. Okay, so you can start accessing this link to create in case you want to do it parallelly with me. Okay, so first, anything, anywhere, the first thing you have to do is create an account. And many of you should already be knowing, but still I want to start from the basics. So just whatever link I've shared, put it on your Google. Click it, and then this is the landing page. Or else you can search for Wix also and then get your first page. Click on Start Now. So here you have, just like any other applications, you have quite a few options. Either you type your mail and click your password and then go for sign up, or else you can also continue with your Facebook. Loop your Wix account to your Facebook or sign in through Google. Definitely these two options are easy. So I'm showing the other one wherein I'll be typing my mail. So just giving my mail and then give the suitable password that meets all the conditions. And then just click on sign up. So after you click on sign up, this is the landing page that you come. And this is little crucial, but not something that you cannot change later. So let me tell you what it is. So the moment you click on, let's do it. It just asks a little bit about yourself on why you're creating the website. What is the purpose? Don't worry, this is not something that is very detrimental that you cannot change later and your entire website decision depends on this. Nothing like that. You can always come back. There's a scope for you to change all these things. But why is this crucial for you as a person making website? Is because Wix has its system developed in such a way that the based on which you make your options, it provides suggestions for you. So it provides suggestions on content, it provides suggestions on templates. So it will be made exactly for you. What is your purpose? So it needs to understand who you are. It's just like when you go to a doctor. If you hide things from doctor, if you hide that you have BP or you have sugar, you don't tell the doctor and you expect doctor to give the right medicine for you. Not possible, right? You need to tell about yourself. Only then the doctor can give you the medicine. So same way, you need to tell what is the purpose you're creating this website for. Then Wix tries to at least 80 to 90% match is there in terms of suggesting you the templates and even the content. So for me, I'm just creating here, I'm creating the website for myself. And since the option which I am looking at, so the best part is the option which I am looking at, which is education. It is not here. So for now, I'm just selecting it as business because I told you can always come back and change. So I'm selecting business. And since I told you it's going to be a very beginner friendly, what I'm going to teach you. So I'm telling that I've never done web development before. So you will have quite a lot of tutorials to help you out. And this is very important. Please note here, whatever you did just before this, I told you it gives you the template suggestions, correct? But where is the template suggestions? Over here at this point. So please do not go for ADI create a website for you. Choose a template for yourself. Okay, so that's it. Choose a template. Now I will show you next on what are the templates and how you can select it. As I told you, I selected business template because what I looked at, education, it was not there. So I will tell you now how we can change the templates. Despite the selection that I had made before, I will be changing my template now. So what did we see just now is that how do you create an account? That is, I signed up for it. And then what are the first 3 steps? So tell about yourself. Why are you making the website? And the last one is, yes, the template choice. So now this is my template selection. The moment I select the template, this is my landing page. Landing page meaning after you select anything, where is the website taking you to? So this is my landing page. And here, so let's say just for example, you are developing some website for your business purpose. Then you can select consulting and coaching. If you're doing consulting, if you're doing some service, if you're providing some service, then select that. If you're doing an advertising and marketing, let's say you have an ad agency company or a marketing company, then go for advertising and marketing because they have quite a lot of templates which will meet what exactly you are looking at. And let's say if you're making, applications, app development, for example, Zoom is sort of app development because majority of the people use Zoom as an app. That's one thing. Finance and law, many of you're all learning policy making now. So let's say you're opening a company or a consultancy, which is going to be more law driven in terms of policy making or strategy making in such format. Then you can go into templates, which is looking at finance and law. Now, right on top over here, you have a search bar. So you can type on the search bar for anything and then the suggestions come. So I am typing for restaurant. So because I just want to show you the restaurant features. So I've just typed in for restaurant and you see under restaurant itself, you have a lot of options. You have for each and every variety and you can scroll down to see what each and everything does. Now, as I told you, mine is into education. So I will be getting into that. So you have actually 4 different, options that is there as a main menu: business and services, store, creative, and community. So you can explore under each and every option to see if what you are looking at, is it there or not. So for me, the education is right under community. So under community, for now, I've just selected schools and university website templates. But suppose if I'm looking at online education, then it's going to be online education. Or else if it is something else, what is the third option? Let me drive back. Yeah, the third option is classes and courses. So you can select each and every template based on what you're looking at. Since my organization is a training provider, so I'm just looking at how to create a website for a training provider site. Now, any website, any template that you like, first select it. The moment you select it, you get 2 options here. It turns white. I have selected this elementary school and it turns white. The first one is edit and the second is view. Let's see what view does. So the moment I click on view, I get 2 options here, view full demo, and again, I'm getting an option of edit. Please go for view full demo. A new tab opens up wherein you're able to see the complete website, what the website does, what are the various pages, what are the various features, everything you get to see. So right on the first page, you have the scrolling pictures. And then this is the various things in the website, which is functioning like this. So I can view the demo and then go for selecting it. So if I want to edit this, if I want to, okay, I'm finalizing that this is the website that I'm going to create, or this is the website that I'm going to look at, then I will go for edit this site. If I don't want, just close this tab and go back to your main page and choose some other template. Okay, the best part about this, Wix is that you have two versions. Currently, let me just move it few seconds back. It is selected on desktop. You can watch here. There is a blue, this desk is colored in blue. Let me just highlight for you. This one is colored in blue. It means it is currently in desktop version. You can also view how it is going to look in mobile, because I'm going to show you later, what are the various formats in which picture and all is to be inserted. So at that point, you really need to know how it is going to look in mobile. Every time, if you're going to scroll right and scroll left, you will find it really boring, and it is a nuisance to do. Because whenever you create applications like website or anything which is going to be used by customers at the end, always make it in such a way that you keep your customers in mind. How will they like? Will they like it? What is their interest? And if the large public is going to use it, very simple. If you take your Instagram and Facebook, Instagram versus Facebook, the current Gen Z don't like Facebook and they prefer more, they're driven towards Instagram just because the Instagram UI, the user experience is made more for such people who prefer a real-time posting, a real-time, literally those Instagram users prefer a real-time data updation about themselves and make it public or onto their Instagram page. So that is the decision making that you have to do when you design anything which is going to be used by customers at the end. So it is very essential which how you choose to see whether it comes, how it comes on mobile and how it comes on desktop. Desktop is pretty safe. You really needn't have much great thought process. It will all fit. But when it comes to mobile, you wouldn't want your picture half in the right horizontal. You prefer scrolling from top to bottom or bottom to top, but you don't prefer scrolling right and left. So avoid having your web pages which lands up scrolling to right and left. So for that, your pictures and all, everything should be made appropriate. Okay, so now I feel that this one is nice. I like both the desktop and the mobile version. So I will go on editing this site. So the moment I click on edit this site, it opens onto a new tab. It'll take a little time to load. Let's just move on. Yes, so this is where the edit site comes. Let me just give a pause here and I'll ask everyone, do you have any doubt so far?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. It's going
Thanks,
wonderful.
Neha. Neha, you're awesome. You're the first one to answer always. Great. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Kabir. Thank you, Prateek. Great. Okay, no doubt so far. Okay, so what we just learned, the basics is how to create your account, how to land up to the website template. And now we are going to look at editing each and every component. So from here, we are getting detail into the technical aspect. Okay, so the moment you land up onto this template, you can see that you have so many options here. On the top, you're seeing the Wix and then the site settings, development mode, hire a partner, help, upgrade. And then onto the right corner, you see save, preview, and publish. And then you see the next bar. And then you see some options on the left and you see some options on the right. Let's look at one by one. So under each of the options, you have so much to do. So let me walk through this now. Settings. So under settings, you have the first one, connect to a domain. But please note, one thing here, I still haven't saved my website. So it will not connect me to any domain for now, but I will show you. I will show how that is to be done, but it will not connect me to any domain for now because I need to save my website. Second is get a mailbox. I will be talking about this towards the end because all these connecting to a domain, getting a mailbox, all these are part of the paid features. Get found on Google. The fourth option, that is nothing but your search engine optimization. That is, you want to make your website viral. Then you have your Favicon. Favicon is nothing but, can you all see the Wix icon right in my tab? On my tab, you should be able to see the Wix icon, and beside that it is written Wix website editor in the third tab. And the second tab you can see elementary school website, but you can see one icon here, correct, which is the company icon. So you can you will be putting your company icons under Favicon. Then you have your business info, social shares, marketing integrations, and so on and so forth. So it is under mobile friendly that you would customize to develop a mobile friendly website and all this. So this is going to be more technical aspect, but today we will be just getting ourselves exposed to the basic and very easy method of creating the website. So I'm clicking on to Favicon. As I told you that I need to save the site first. So it asks me to choose a domain to save the site. Currently, I'm not a paid member, so I cannot customize to my own domain. But if you're going for a paid version, then you can customize your own domain. Otherwise, it's going to create like this. It's got my first name and my mail ID, wixsite.com, and then my site. It has got this particular website has got a 20 character limit. So it doesn't take in more than 20 characters. So now currently, if you see my 20 characters, it is exceeding. So I'm reducing it back and just creating it, on the main name itself. And then just save and continue. Again, go back and now click on Favicon. You will your site is saved, and this is the message that comes. Click on done. Again, go back to Favicon, and now you will be able to add your icon. So until now, it was not possible because the website was not saved. So currently, the Wix logo is the Favicon. But if I want to use my own, then I'm getting into, this is very simple, like how you upload pictures onto any public applications or any publications. So I'm just selecting my image, a drag drop will do, or even you can go to your respective folder and select it. You can upload multiple media over here as well, but I'm just trying not to do that. I'm just selecting my image and then click on done. And then finally click on save. So the moment it's saved, please watch here. Just ensure that your autosave is on all the time, because currently it is on by default, it will be on, but in case if it is off, please turn it on under this option, because it is very detrimental so that you do not lose track of your changes that you make. So my autosave is on and this keeps coming up. Then I'm coming to tools. So please watch here. Tools are nothing but whatever options are here that is coming on the screen, whether you choose to display or not, that depends on this tools options. So this is the toolbar, the right side, whatever is here. Let me mark it for you. This right side, this entire box which is there, this is nothing but toolbar. Okay, so the moment I unselect it, it goes off and then it comes back. So layers was not there initially, but the moment I add it, it comes. I do not want the toolbar as also because it's very clumsy. I really don't want on top of it. Grid lines are these grid lines. Please note, grid lines are very, very important. It is, please do not remove grid lines. Rulers, it's up to you. If you are very specific about your margins, the way, your pictures should be placed in approximate, like in close to centimeters you want to look at, then please have your rulers on. Otherwise, you can choose to keep your rulers off. But grid lines, please keep it on all the time. And then snap to object. Snap to object means it helps you to define your lines. It helps you to define your lines. You can watch, there is a green line over here, which I can change to the rulers. So snap lines are used to define your own lines in addition to the grid lines which are there. Suppose you want to make it even minute. So I'm talking to all the professionalists over here who are very professional and who want to, perfectionists basically, who want to get into the minute detail of arranging your images. Then you can use snap. So these are the technical things, all other things that we learned. What is the main thing that we are going to look at? So what are the menus and pages that are there in your website? This is where you get the list. The first option is the menu option. Menus and pages. So you have lot, you have sign up and login pages, you have event pages, blog pages. From here, you can just add in, you can add into your website page. But currently in the default template in the site menu, these are the things that I have: home, our school, academics, admissions, events, news, groups, contact, and members. If you can all see, please watch here. Again, let me show. There is this symbol that is here. We would have all seen this in password while creating passwords. An I which is crossed over. It means what? You cannot see it. You cannot see it. So if you see back, you cannot see any members page. There is no members page after contact, and there will not be any home page as well. So it is a hidden mode. What is it used for? It is used when you want, let's say you want to create a page, but then you do not want to display it on the top of the bar, but you want to use it to connect from one place to another. You just want to use it to connect. For example, let's say if I create a sign up and login page. From sign up and login page, I wanted to get connected to members page. I do not want members page to be right on the top, because not everyone who sees the website are members of my company. So I would want to give an exclusive sign up and login for the employees of the company, and then they will be navigated to members page. So that is another reason why you would want to create a page and yet choose to keep it hiding, because you want to link it. Now, this is very simple. Suppose you want to rearrange, just select with your mouse, use your mouse, left click and just drag and drop. Very simple. So now beside home, you can see it has three dots, and I'm getting into the page settings. So this is the first, place where you want to define what is the name of your page. So I want to keep it as home, so I will continue with that, but you can choose to change. This is the place where you can choose to hide from menu or not. Next is layout. Layout, you have two options, standard and header and footer. Now, ideally, go for standard. My recommendation would be to go for standard and not for no header and footer. What is header and footer? You would have all learned in Word document. What the top portion that is there, this blue color bar, and under in the bottom of the page, you have those contact us and all that, right? So all that you want to display. Yes, you want to display, then go for standard. If you do not want it to be displayed and you want to choose something else, then go for no header and footer. This is the SEO Google. Before that, you have a tab which is permissions. Permissions would be mainly used if you want to make a password protected page. You do not want everyone to see, and you want the page to be there. People should see, but it should be password protected. Then you can go for permissions and set your passwords. This is the most important place of your, page settings, and this is very crucial for your home tab, because this is going to be somewhat your landing page, the page what it takes to come to your website. So how do you want this to look on the Google? So what is the URL that you want? The slug URL is very important because it is going to be www. So you can see this www.akshu.sub.wixsite.com/inclusive. And what is the URL slug for this page is /home. So you can choose what you want it to be. Then it's going to be what is the page title that you want to give. Please note, whatever change you make here, you can start viewing it here. I can see it is coming in blue over here. Okay, so this is the title of the page. So let's say if you're opening some restaurant and you want to make it as you just give some catchy restaurant name and then put hyphen the best restaurant in Mumbai, or the best Indian restaurant, or the best South Indian restaurant, or something like that. Whatever, you know, you can give your own names. You will all be wondering, how does the name come? Nothing but these people give that name while creating the homepage website. So this is different. It is different from your company name. Always your company name needn't be your homepage, that blue, whatever it comes. It can be your any choice. Next is going to be what is the meta description. So the meta description, if you see, it doesn't take more than 150 characters. So what are the first set of words that you wanted to display so that people, the moment they read those 150 characters, whether it is complete sentence or not, doesn't matter. What you actually do or what will they find the moment they come on the home page? Either of these two things you need to highlight, putting it there, and it is case sensitive. Okay, so this is the search engine optimization. Please note that this is just the search engine optimization settings. This doesn't guarantee that, you know, your web pages will come right on top the moment they search this. For that, you need to connect to the SEO Wiz, the wizard. The SEO wizard. Don't worry, I will be walking through this towards the end. Then is social share. Social share, you can get into the site files and all that. Okay, so how do I want it to look on Facebook? Mainly this kind of display comes on Facebook than any other page. Sometimes on, I think LinkedIn also carries a similar format, but it is more longer than the way it is in Facebook. So the moment if anyone shares my homepage, I want it to look like this. So you can click on settings onto the image, and then you get exactly like any of your photo edit applications would do, where you can adjust saturation, temperature, brightness, anything. And these are all auto enhance features, filters, exactly like how your photo edit apps work. So in this way, it is very, very simple. Of course, this is all advanced search engine optimizations, and it's going to go more technical, so I'm not getting much into it. So this is the page settings, which is there for every page. Every page you can choose the 3 dots to do whatever you want. So every page would have got that. The next thing that you want to see is how to add a blank page. So the moment you click on add page, on top, on the left corner, you have a blank page. The moment you click on blank page, the new page comes. You can choose to rename it. So I want to add an additional tab, which is going to talk about gallery, and then click on done. I would want to bring it little to the bottom, right before the contact. So you can see that the gallery there, it is got over here, right on the right corner, it has come. So when you want to delete any page, just click on those 3 dots, go for it and just delete it. The reason why I deleted because the contact went into more option and I didn't want that. I want all my tabs to be displayed. I don't want it to go into more. Next, most interesting and very innovative part is going to be adding link. Many of you will be wondering, when you click on some contact us or call us, especially in restaurant and hotel websites, if you click on call us, automatically it connects to your keyboard, phone keyboard, and the name comes, the number gets displayed there. And let's say if you have your own organizations where you want people to mail you, and then the moment they click on mail me, it will just connect to their Outlook or any of those mail sending apps which is there on the desktop. You can click on this add link. So it will ask what is the link that you want to create. So I want to create a link to my mail. That's fine. But if you want phone number, you can choose to connect it to a phone number. So sometimes you would also see that if I click on contact, they might not want to create a separate contact page. They might want to go down. So you can also click on top or bottom of the page. So you have a lot of options here. So just click on done. And then I'm giving it a new name, email us. Okay, so since there are a lot of tabs, it has gone into more for me. So again, events and news, I've hidden it. So these are the ways in which you can hide from the default template, and you can also bring it back and hide and bring it back. I'm going to show you another blank page. The reason why, because you would want to create a sub page. For example, if I'm going to select gallery, I want 2 sub pages. One is photo and another is video. Then how would you do it? So I'm just giving it a new page, photos, and then the moment you drop down and bring it little to the right side, it creates a new page in itself, photos. And then you can duplicate the page to create another page, another sub page, and then I will change it to videos. So this is very simple. So these are the menus and pages. You all learned how to create a page, how to hide it, how to unhide it, how to bring the search engine optimization, how should it look on Google, how should it look on Facebook, then how to link it to other applications like email, phone, and etc. Now it's going to be infographic edits. How are you going to make your page look colorful? So this is the place where you can navigate to any of your pages that you have highlighted. So currently, of course, definitely I will choose to stay on home page. Second option that you have is background. So under background, you can choose whether you want to put images, you can put colors, that's your choice. For now, I will be uploading all my media to this. Why am I uploading all the pictures here? Don't worry, I'm not making all these pictures as my background. I am just creating a media bin so that it is all here. And anytime when I want to come and select images, I can come and select here. So this is an internal bin that I am creating. From here, I will select the photo and that is what is going to come. So I'm selecting this image, and then when I click on save, it comes here. You can see that it has been implemented here. So you can see right in the background, you have this image, online education image. But you can see that it has come on a very tiled approach. One thing is because this image is not big, it is small, and it is a landscape image. And moreover, its resolution is also less. So I will now show you how to make the image edits. So currently it's in a tile approach. That is why it is written tile here. These are the scroll effects. You can choose to fill it. If you choose to fill, it will come on the entire page. And you can position your image right on top, right on bottom. The image opacity means what is the transparency level and what is the color behind the image that you want to give. Suppose if it is small, then what is the color that you want to give behind the image, so on and so forth. The moment you keep making changes, it will start getting applied. So you can see that it has come, but the resolution is very bad such that it is looking blurred. So you can choose to change the image. You can choose to change it to any other image. Or you can also choose to change it to any other color. Okay, so in this way, you can change it to color. And you can also put a video format as well, but that is all for you all to explore. So this is how we change the background image. By default, you have lots of templates and you can choose to select from there. And suppose the same way you have any image, you can choose to enhance, crop, make filters, anything. If you want to make it brighter, lighter. So all these edits, you can make it over here. It's very similar. We already saw in the previous. Just go on the image, click it, and then you see the image settings. So this is the background image change. Next, we are going to see is to edit the page. So suppose, let's say now, this particular picture that you're seeing where the girl is raising her hand, that is called one strip. It is a horizontal strip. The language that is used in Wix, it is called strip. And the second thing that you see here down where the lady is posing and then you have the other things which is there, that is the second strip, which is vertically long. And you can see these fine grid lines over here, this black and white grid lines, which shows that, see, all our 4 PCs are different. Some of them have a wide screen. Some of them can see it in a smaller version, not in the expanded one. They can minimize and see it in a smaller screen, or they will have to see it on iPad, which is no other formats from mobile. They can see. So this grid lines tell that at least 80% or 90% of your users can see this portion on their web page. They without clicking expand, without having to make a widescreen laptop, this portion they will be able to see. So whatever is beyond this black and white grid lines, they might not be able to see, or it is possible only if they have a widescreen website. But for sure, they will be able to see whatever is within that black and white. So that is why those grid lines are very important. Now, you can select any strip and click on that. With this, you can drag it up, you can drag it down to increase the size of the strip. As I told you, the second strip is pretty long. You can edit only the strip. You can't edit the in between components, whatever those boxes are there, that you won't be able to edit in this mode because we are in the zoom out mode. So here you will not be able to edit. All that you will be able to do is to increase the length of the strip and decrease the length of the strip. So you can choose to duplicate the section. So I've clicked on duplicate and you can see that one more strip of a very similar format is being created. And you have your undo and redo options. The moment you're done with editing the strips, just click on exit mode. And when you click on exit mode, it comes back. Okay, so how did we get into that mode? You just clicked on zoom. The zoom option is here. Okay, so when you click on zoom, it gets into the zoom mode and you can edit your strip length. Next, let's come into the intricacies. So there is an image here which I want to change. So just click on that image, edit image, and I'm uploading a new media. You all know the process by now. So just uploading my photo onto it and then it comes. But it is vertically long. It is a portrait format and I want to make it a square fit. So you can choose to make it to a crop ratio and then click on save. So you will have both the versions and then choose the image. It just comes there. Now to edit any text, just double click on it. So I'm just selecting the heading text. The moment I click on double, what you get is very similar to the Word document. You have a lot of heading type options. So you can choose to select heading 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you have your font styles. You have your font size. You can choose to make it bold, italic, underline, anything. It works very similar to your Word document. And then the moment you're done with your changes, just click on close because all these keep having autosave. You needn't save every time you make a change. So this is all working on autosave method. And you have your orientations. You can bring your bullets. You can bring your effects, anything. And even you can link to any object over here. Now, let's say you want to edit the paragraph. Again, either double click or click on edit text. But now I'm going to show you is get text ideas. So I want an online education or online school related content. So just select online school and I want to give a welcome text. Create text. You will get top three suggestions for yourself in as a paragraph. So you can read through the text and then select whatever you want to. So I'm going for the second one. The moment you go for second one, click on use text and then choose to change. After this also you can choose to change, not an issue at all. So vertical text means it just changes its orientation. It will look this way. These are the HTML tags, but that's okay. That's fine. You already know what is SEO optimization. And then yes, under business name, I'm just replacing it to my organization name, and that's it. So this is how you can choose to change. Now, the next thing is the animation. So that is when people come to this element, how would you want this to come? So fade in, bounce in, expand in, all this. And whatever you choose, just select it and just click on close. So in that way, that is the way it will appear when people are scrolling. Okay, so then there's going to be the design. Currently, it's in a white box, but you can edit and customize the design for this box in this manner under edit design. And you can see that constantly it keeps changing there when you hover across. So for each and every element, you can choose to change. So the way you're going to implement it for the rest is going to be the same. Next, you're going to see is how to edit the strip background. The background, if you want to put an image, you can choose to put an image. You can choose to put a color. So you can see that only for that strip it will change, not the entire page background. Just for that strip, it's going to change the color and then just click on OK, it's going to come. Okay, so this is going to be this strip now, where I'm going to talk about the news and post. If I get into the settings, I can choose my category. So for all post, that is for all the posts, do I want it? How many, what is the number of posts that I want to show? So this is like your top news, basically your top news. How many do you want to show? So it can be 6, it can be 2. So you can change the number here. And then you can choose what and all should be the display. And what is the layout that you want. Okay. So in this way, you can edit your post that you're publishing, basically. So whenever you're going to publish any news or news articles, so let's say you make a post that you can make it manage post. And how do you want it to be displayed? That you can click on settings. Next, we're going to see is how to rearrange the elements. So you can see that what this design was vertical. Just expand on that white arrow, it comes horizontal, those anchor points, all these white dots around a picture, it is called anchor points. And if you click on those anchor points, it will expand and bring back. But when you want to change the place, just select it and drag and drop, basically. And you can watch that there is a pink line that comes. What is that pink line? This pink line tells me that it is in the exact height of get updates. So this pink line is very crucial. It helps you to align according to something else. Suppose you see a pink line right in the center, it means it is in the center of the page. Okay, so this is the alignment that I have done. So this is the way you can rearrange your elements. Next, we're going to watch is adding strips. So under adding strips, you have a lot of options. You can add images, you can add buttons, gallery, decorative items. In fact, you can go for adding some music and videos as well. So you have each and every option that you can do wonders with. So I want to add a members page. So before that, I'm just adding this back to top. So you can select this back to top. And what happens is when you click it, it will go right on the top of the website. So you really needn't scroll up every time. You just need to click on back to top and then it goes upwards. Then I'm looking at adding the members. So the moment I click on members, it comes in. It'll just take little time to load. You just need to bring it down. That's it. Just drag and drop. So what you will have work on is to re-edit because the back to top has got hidden. So you need to rearrange your strips. You need to rearrange your widgets. So the moment you rearrange, it will look good. So that will take little time. So that's why I'm just forwarding on the rearrange because now all of you know how the rearrange should be done basically. So this is how the moment you rearrange, the final version is going to look like. So after you scroll down, you have all members page. Currently, since I'm the only one logged in, so it is just my profile, but you have more people, then their photo and their profile will start showing up. Suppose you're making it for your organization, then you can even put it as meet your team, meet the team in your company. That also you can put it over here, right up here. Yeah. Next is adding applications. This is a very crucial one because you want to connect to your Facebook, you want to connect to LinkedIn from here, then this is how you will be doing. So right in the bottom, you can see that my social bots are already connected. That is the icon is already there. So I will just double click it. And then you see that I have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I do not want Twitter, so I'm deleting it, nor would I want my Facebook. So Instagram, you can choose to remove the image, you can replace the icon, you can change to anything, but to add the link, you will be going here to link it. And do you want to open it in current window or a new window? That is your choice. How do you want to give them the access? So if you choose a new window, then just click on done and it comes in separately. Additionally, you can also choose to add in more icons. So if I'm going to go for LinkedIn, just paste it here and then it's done. So I also spoke about replacing your icons. So that's how you get your social media images over here. And once you click it, it goes to its respective website. So the other apps that you can connect to is booking apps, event apps. And then you have this separate Wix app market where you have a lot of applications which you can connect to the analytical sites, marketing websites, which will help you in search engine optimizations and so on. You have these bookings, events, everything that you can connect to. Many of them are free. So you will have to see on which one is free and what do you want to get into. So I'm just showing you this one. You can see here you have a free plan available. Just select, add it to site and complete the process. Just keep selecting okay, and then it gets embedded at the back and only you will be able to see it. The insights and analytical insights, you can see that only you can see this element. So basically that's how the display comes. So I want to see the visitor traffic, how many people are there, who is using my website, and what is the traffic level and what is the kind of device they are using. Are they mobile users? Are they tab users? Are they computer users? So all these insights I can see if I'm going to connect a visitor analysis application. Okay, so on the last, to finish this, whatever I shared with you, on the last note, what are the next steps? Let's say I showed to you how you can change each and every element, how you can change each and every content in the website, how do you add elements, how do you add strips, how do you add photos, how do you add videos, you can change the effects of the videos, and let's assume that all your web pages are done because that's the first thing you need to do. I just showed it to you on the home page, but you will have to go to each and every page and make these edits basically. And then update your membership. You will have to update if you want the exclusive domain name and a hosting page. Then go for mailbox. So then what happens is you can create your own. For example, if we are going to get a website for Atmanirbhar Bharat, so you can get your own mailbox, info@atmanirbharbharat.com. So all your queries, anyone who logs in queries can be mailed to info@atmanirbharbharat.com. So that is called Google Workspace mailbox. Then getting your SSL certificates. So in Wix itself, when you upgrade the membership, they give it along with SSL certificates. It's going to be a secured layer certificate that this thing is a secured website. Otherwise, you get this not secure as an icon in some of the websites when you access. So those will be avoided. And automated website backup, connecting it to Google Analytics. Google Analytics is one very important, and actually it's free. Any website, you can integrate it to Google Analytics to watch what is the website traffic. So if you don't want to use an integrated app behind Wix, you can also connect it to Google Analytics, which is an external one, where you can create your marketing campaigns, and you can see how many people are viewing this post, who is viewing your website, which region are they from, which country are they from, what are they, female, male, because they will all be having their Gmail account. And this is the brilliant data collection which Google is doing. So you will be giving your complete data, your gender, your birth date, everything you give off. So then what happens, from that data they take in, because you're already logged into Google. And then the moment you log in into a website, then your Google data is connected to Google Analytics automatically. And then if I'm going to have a website, then the insights come. Female, age gap, age based on your birthdays, then the age based analysis, then location based analysis. It's a brilliant analytical platform, Google Analytics, which is free to use for every company, every organization. And they look at driving their market strategies based on Google Analytics. So let's say you have an NGO, or even if you're budding entrepreneurs, I would strongly recommend to have your websites looped to Google Analytics, because it's a lot learning that will help you to define your marketing strategies right. So with this, we come to the end of today's session, and I'm so sorry it took a little more time, which is off the record. So for any queries, please feel free to mail me or reach out to Atmanirbhar Bharat. We are always there at any time to guide.
Student, do you have any queries? Because I have one query in regard to website.
Yes, from Ombai Patel. Ma'am, please tell us how to create meta tag of any website to get SEO on first page. Okay, so that will be possible. That's indeed a good question. It's possible when you upgrade your membership to get your SEO wizard onto your Wix website. So currently I've displayed using the free version, but then the moment you click on the search engine optimization wizard, it will guide you and it will take you through what are the tags that you can use to bring it on top, because it's a very market driven. It completely depends on what is the type of organization or what is the type of content that you're creating. So it will guide you, that wizard will guide you through each and every process.
So, some appreciations for you. It was an excellent session, madam. Thanks for educating us so briefly and precisely.
Thank you so much.
Okay, actually, I have one query actually in regard to this website, the presentation.
Yes, sir.
How many pages we can go on for in the free version?
Actually, under Wix, they have not put any page limit. So I do not speak in favor of any organization per se, but Wix is very smart because it helps you to create a website to whatever you want. So it allows you the maximum freedom to do it. But at the end, the moment you want domain, it tells you, please go for payment.
That is what, of course. Each and every, of course, software builder or website builder, they are doing the same. Whenever you are going for upgrading that particular application, they are asking for the money. That is for sure. It is always there. Yeah. Students, if you have any queries, please let me know.
But, sir, I just checked on net and it says that you can add up to even 100 pages. So
Okay.
I just checked on Wix support. Yeah, they're saying that you can add up to 100 pages.
Okay. So let me first share your certificate of gratitude. It was nice session, Akshaya. You talk the very meticulously. You talk in regard to website building, of course, I must say, and the additional part, the last part of your presentation was awesome. Actually, I was more looking out how to integrate all these things whenever we're talking about any of the website, how to integrate with our social handles, and that you have rightly mentioned, of course. Let me.
Thank you so much, sir.
I'm not good in actually IT, so I am presenting what. Okay, thanks, Akshaya. Thanks for taking your time. Thanks for actually enlightening all these students. With today's session with yours, actually, this particular website building session, we are end up with our mentoring session. All the mentors are now free. They need not to take any sessions as if now for June, July intensive. Later on, as per it depends how we are going proceeding for other internship and other courses. Thank you once again, Akshaya, for being with us, for enlightening our students.
Thank you so much.
Please feel free to speak to her or just connect to our team members. At any point of time, she is there, and at any point of time, we are there to help you out.
So with your permission, may I share the social media handles in the chat box for them? They can connect to.
You can.
Yes, please, ma'am. Please share it.
I proceed to Arpita ji for a closing note of the day. And if you have any queries, we can keep on actually discussing on the this thing WhatsApp group, because we have to discuss how to go for team building tournament, especially for this thing that is for quiz round. Still not decided how to go for it. I, Akshaya, and Som will brainstorm in night, of course, and we will let you know how we are coming out for those solutions. Over to Arpita ji.
Thanks, Pradeep ji. Well, I must say, wow, what a presentation, Akshaya. Really, it was awesome. A little exhaustive, but then it's required, I guess. And I'm very happy. And I'm sure my all interns have also enjoyed and have a lovely takeaway from her session. So please express your gratitude, interns, to her for her lovely presentation. I can see some of the comments of all our interns where they have appreciated her, but I want everyone to just express their gratitude too. And in the end, I would only say one thing, that we, the change makers, have curated all these sessions with an intention to share the knowledge with diverse organizations and leaders taking advantage of social media has figured out what better opportunity to learn than from diverse content acumen at the top resource people for you guys. So please, I hope all the hard work of us have really helped you all. And that's much I can only say. Until then, take care. Please, I pledge once again, be a little responsive, because our intention is for you all to be, like us. So till then, take care. Goodbye.
I request all to switch on your video so that we can have a product movement for the day. Still, people are not looking out to switch on the video on the closing also. At least your pics will be there on the social handles. And how many of you feel that this internship is bit exhaustive, or how many of you feel actually this internship is interesting, I must say? What are your thoughts on this? Let me just